This video is sponsored by DeleteMe, my go-to service to delete my personal information off data broker sites. Use my code SNUBS, that's SNUBS, for 20% off when you sign up. Hey, what's up, s'mores? I'm Shannon Morse. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Have y'all ever felt like your phone knows way too much about you? Yeah, like creepy, accurate, targeted ads, finding out your address is available online for literally anyone with a credit card. Yeah, that's not just the algorithm, that's the data broker industry. And it is basically the Wild West of privacy law here in the United States. And we have some really important news that just came out from the US government, but I don't think anybody has heard about it, so we're gonna talk about it here. So grab your tea, because today's gonna get a little bit hot. Now, this video is a part of my security series and is a follow-up to my History of Data Brokers episode that I researched and posted last year. I'll put the link down below and maybe in a little card up here if I remember to after I post this video, because sometimes I don't remember to do stuff post-production. Yay! Spicy brain. So first thing I wanted to get around to is, what are data brokers? So let's start with the basics. Data brokers are companies that collect, buy, sell, and share data about you. They collect everything from your name, address, income level, political leanings, medical conditions, what kind of car you drive, even your phone number, your age, your email address. They get all sorts of information from data breaches, from marketing firms selling your data, from social media, like scraping social media, all sorts of places. And then they package all that information up and they sell it to pretty much anybody. So that could be other marketers or employers, landlords, insurance companies, stalkers, scammers, yeah, you name it. The kicker is you probably never heard of 99% of the data brokers out there. You have never given them permission, and unfortunately, there's thousands of them. Now, real quick, if you are finding this video helpful and if you continue watching it, a subscribe would mean so much to me. Subscribing is a really simple way of showing me which videos you find helpful, which ones you find valuable, and it tells me which direction I should be taking my channel in. So moving on to something that's a little bit scary when it comes to data brokers, there is no federal law still in the US. Even though I made my last video about data brokers a year ago, there's still no federal law. So that means there's nothing that comprehensively regulates what data brokers can and cannot do. Zero. Nada. Nothing. A few states like California and Vermont have passed laws that at least require these companies to register with the state and disclose what data they collect. But that's kind of like just putting a little sticker on a hornet's nest is saying there's a hornet's nest over here. I say that because I just had a hornet's nest in my backyard and that was super fun. Kill it with fire. It might make it a little bit more visible so people know it's there, but it's still gonna sting you if you get too close. And unfortunately, sometimes when it comes to data brokers, you have no choice. They're gonna get close to your data. So these companies, which let me remind you, are not your bank, not your doctor, not even your ISP. They're just out here building hidden algorithms to score you and to share your information with whoever wants it. You might never see any kind of scores, especially like if your employer, your potential employer, just happens to be searching you up on a data broker. You never know what they're gonna see unless you search it up yourself. You never know what it's based on either, but it could affect whether you get a job, a mortgage, or even a date. Think of if you're going on dating websites and somebody decides to data broker you and look up your information somewhere there and they find out what your income level is and then they decide not to go on the date with you. I'm so glad I'm married. All these data brokers, they're scraping your social media too. Yeah, that's fun. Now we have an awesome sponsor today that is helping you get your private info off of those data broker sites. It's DeleteMe. I know you've heard me talk about them if you've been around for a while. DeleteMe has been my go-to service to remove my information off of people finder type of websites for years and years. Long before they were sponsoring this channel, I've been a customer of DeleteMe. There are a couple of scams currently going around that use your contact information. Maybe it's a spammy text telling you that a toll is due. I even saw warnings when I was riding down the highway saying that there are scammers texting phones about tolls due. Don't click any links. And I was like, whoa, real world telling real world me not to click on links. I already know not to do that, but it was nice to see like other people being warned. There's also emails going around telling you to sign up for a court case payout, and that's a scam. So you always have to make sure that whatever court cases are going on, and you might be due some kind of settlement payout, make sure that those are legitimate. Whatever the current scam is, it's crucial to protect your data as much as possible. So DeleteMe specializes in removing your personal information from data broker sites that often share your contact details with telemarketers and scammers. By opting out on your behalf, DeleteMe helps reduce the amount of sites that post your personal information. They comb through the web, they search many sites to find matches to your data, and when they find an entry, they send the removal request for you, so you don't even have to lift a finger. They also have an excellent commitment to security. DeleteMe uses 256-bit AES encryption to safeguard your data. They also enforce multi-factor authentication and strict access controls, ensuring only authorized personnel are handling your information. They are also compliant with GDPR and other data protection regulations. So do you want to reclaim your peace and quiet? Visit joindeleteme.com/morsecode, enter the promo code SNUBS, that's SNUBS, for 20% off. That's joindeleteme.com/morsecode and 20% off with the coupon code SNUBS, SNUBS. Thank you so much to DeleteMe for sponsoring this video. Let's move on. We gotta talk about something really serious here. So earlier this year, I'm gonna say enter the CFPB. So finally, we started seeing some movement on all these issues with data brokers and not having any kind of protection regulations at a federal level. And this was from the CFPB. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or the CFPB, they dropped a proposed rule in December of 2024. So this was only like 6 months ago, that could rein in companies under an old law, which is called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And that was actually the law that I had mentioned in my previous video about the history of data brokers. So the FCRA was passed way back in 1970, or maybe it was the 70s, that decade. Anyway, it was a very long time ago, before I was born, and it actually has some pretty decent protections if you are considered a consumer reporting agency. So the CFPB's new rules would finally treat certain data brokers like credit bureaus. So if they are selling data about you, like your income level, your credit score, your debt info, then they have to follow those rules. That would mean they would need to keep your data accurate, let you see your own data, protect it from abuse, and they would have to stop selling it to anyone with a checkbook and a creepy motive. Okay, so that sounds great, right? Yeah, it sounds awesome. I was so excited. I read this and I was like, that's great. You know, I have to do a video about that because yay, some regulations on data brokers. But get your tea ready. I'm so mad. Remember how I just said the CFPB was stepping up and they were gonna regulate data brokers? Well, they changed their mind. Yep, in May of 2025, this just happened like 10 days ago. The CFPB quietly, and I mean real quiet, they pulled the plug on the entire proposed rule that was supposed to rein in those data brokers selling sensitive information like your credit history, your social security number, and your income level. That same rule that literally aimed to stop scammers and stalkers and spies from accessing your data. It's gone because they withdrew it. That's what the actual like federal legislation stuff says. It says withdrawn, ghosted. Cool. So according to their notice in the Federal Register, the agency decided the rule was no longer, and I quote, necessary or appropriate. Really? And they're now revising how they interpret the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which feels like code for, oh, we caved to pressure from some big fintech lobbyists, which is probably what happened. Don't quote me, I have no proof of this, but it feels like that is what happened. And get this, the withdrawal, this is why I feel like this, the withdrawal happened just one day after the Financial Technology Association, which is a trade group representing fintech companies, wrote a letter asking for the rule to be scrapped. Do you find this to be a coincidence? I sure don't. Now, there's this guy who is leading the CFPB. His name is Russell Vought. He is the same person heading up the White House's Office of Management and Budget. So critics like Demand Progress and Epic, who are on our sides, are sounding the alarm, saying that this move puts millions of Americans at risk, especially vulnerable communities like military service members, domestic violence survivors, and public officials who may want to keep this data private. And they are not wrong. So we're talking about multi-billion-dollar industries that can and have sold location data around military bases, which I explained in my previous video. They have exposed driving behavior of 45+ million Americans. They have helped abusers track down victims through people search sites. So yeah, that's a massive step backwards for consumer protection and data privacy when we were so close. So who's at risk here? And I'm gonna give you a little hint, it's everybody. You might be thinking, okay, Shannon, I have nothing to hide, I'm fine. No, no. This isn't about targeted ads or spam calls, so let's talk about some real risks. There's national security. Foreign governments can buy data, and they do, on military members and federal employees. There's stalking and violence problems. There are documented cases of judges, prosecutors, even domestic violence survivors being attacked because someone bought their home address online. There are scams, and this is a major problem too. Seniors and folks in financial trouble are getting targeted with sophisticated fraud schemes because their exact financial profiles were sold to the highest bidder. And get this, I actually got a phone call from an elderly person in my own family just a few weeks ago who was telling me that they got a call. It was the whole Microsoft scam call, and they had information about like their landlord and the place that they lived. So the person purported to be their landlord. It was the freakiest thing. Like the entire conversation, I was just like, wow, that is very sophisticated. This is real, it's dangerous, and it shouldn't be legal. What needs to happen next? Well, the CFPB rule should have been a really great start, but it was dropped before any of us knew what was happening. We need federal privacy legislation. We need a dedicated US data protection agency, and we need serious restrictions on how this data is collected, how it's stored, and how it's shared. We have groups like Epic, the National Consumers League, and the Consumer Federation of America. They are all calling for stronger protections like data minimization, more transparency, and consent. I mean, imagine that, actually needing permission to sell somebody's health data? Wow, so revolutionary. So what can we do about it as consumers? One of the first things you can do is stay informed. I have got more videos on data privacy coming, so hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, because I do try to keep everybody informed. Second, take control of your data. I've got links down below to DeleteMe that can help you opt out of data broker lists and wipe your information off the internet. And third, call your lawmakers. Seriously, if they hear from enough people, we might finally get some meaningful data privacy laws in the US, but they gotta make sure that we know what is going on. We are educated. They need to know that. Let me know how you feel about this down in the comments. If you knew about the whole CFPB thing, if you were curious about hearing about other legislation or other regulations that might potentially pass or just get withdrawn completely, let me know if you want to know about this kind of news down below in the comments. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking and, thumbs upping this video and all those good things. It always helps. I appreciate it. I'm Shannon Morse. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.